Okay, everybody, it's time to go to San Diego again. So don't forget to watch this video. It'll be in the description. It's about the child neglect in San Diego. San Diego, where they love dogs, but they neglect their children. Now, once you go check out that video, now you can check out this video. So dog culture constantly preys on kids. I'm not just talking about bites, attacks, facial surgeries, etc. I'm talking about this story right here. Here we are in the comments. This lady says, or this man, I'm not sure. It says the siblings are clearly older than 7, and not once did they try to help by attacking the dog. The tallest one seems to be laughing as if it were a joke. So, what's she talking about? She is talking about this dog attack. So, they're going to blame the children on this dog attack. So, allow me to share something about this dog attack. It looks very much like the dog is trying to hump the kid. If you pause the video and look at some other videos, it looks like the dog is trying to hump the kid, and the other kids aren't doing anything about it. But what kind of behaviors do these kids observe their fellow adults doing that would make them think, oh, this is probably fine, that's probably just a precious pupper? Well, this is the type of society that those kids live in. Adults are constantly showcasing their dogs humping kids. Like, they will literally bust out their camera and start taking pictures showcasing the dog's genitals. Look at this. They think it's funny. They will get a big dog like this. Look at this giant dog, twice the size of this kid, humping the kid's face. And the parents are taking videos of it and laughing. I'm not going to bother clicking on these. I'm not going to give them any more time than they should. But these are all over. You can go back a couple weeks ago, all the way to 13 years ago. This is the society that we live in. Funny pit bull trying to hump kids. Here we have a dog on the couch humping a kid, right in the small of his back. And this other kid has to smack the dog to get it to stop. This is what adults do all over the place. So, when these little kids see a dog running up doing that humping behavior, what are they probably thinking? They've seen their mom and dad do that, and they're probably thinking, oh, this is going to be funny. Mom and dad are going to run out with the cell phone and take a video and put us up on YouTube getting humped by our dogs. This is a world that these kids live in, of dog worshipping adults, adults that have their heads up the ASSs of dogs. So how are you going to blame the kids? I looked at these comments in some of these other videos about the same story, and other dog stories, and people gang up to talk crap about the kids. I saw that too. Pathetic. This person says, the mom's at fault. She didn't even say she was disappointed in her 2 kids. So this person right here is saying the mom should have been bashing the other kids for not sticking up for that kid. And this one here, it even says that sorry, let me scroll up. They should have attacked the dog. So this person here is saying the kids should have attacked the dog. So they're just blaming the kids. And we do have a little bit of common sense in here, where this person does say don't blame the kids, but it's like one common sense reply with 5 other replies bashing the children. Okay, so if we're gonna say that these kids here, these kids that got attacked by the dog, if we're gonna say they should have done something, what would have happened if, let's say, 2 or 3 houses this direction or 2 or 3 houses that direction, wherever these kids were going to or coming from, it sounds like they were heading to school. What if, let's say, the bigger kid picked up a stick and saw this dog creeping up on this girl, getting ready to bite on her or try to hump her? And that kid took that stick and went bam, 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 and smacked that dog a couple times in the ribs until the dog squealed and ran away. That kid would have been preventing this attack, preventing that girl from getting almost scalped by that dog. But what would have all the adults said? They would have said, oh my God, that's a dog abuser. And they would have called out the parents for raising an abusive kid. They would have got ready to throw that kid literally under a bus and drive over him if the kid had done something preventive against this dog. So this dog culture is just reactive. They're gonna say the kid's at fault for not helping this girl. Yet if the kid did anything, if that kid lifted any finger towards that dog before this happened, most of society would be ready to just demonize that kid and call that kid a dog hater or something even worse. And here's another example of the world that those kids live in. These kids that you are saying are bad kids for not beating up that dog, they live in a world of adults that spoil dogs literally 24/7. These are all the dog spas and dog grooming, fancy top end dog grooming, Diego's, Barkendale's Dog Wash and Boutique. We have cars driving around with several dogs in them that are getting hundreds of dollars spent on them, food, grooming, getting their nails ground down, going to the vet. And those kids see that. Those kids see these adults running around calling their dogs babies, saying, oh, your new sibling is coming, or adopting a new dog, it's your sibling. These kids see adults deitize dogs. So for people to say these kids are bad for not attacking that dog, that's further preying on the innocence of kids. No, you're a bad parent for adopting this brainwashed dog culture and putting your kids at danger. In my other video, I was talking about this husky dog that evidently was damaged by fireworks. And this, like, the entire city got together to rescue this dog and then showcase the dog and have a lottery to name it. Well, these little kids, they witness this stuff. They witness police officers running around doing stuff to save dogs. So these little kids, they're adopting this attitude downstream involuntarily of, oh my God, dogs are just so precious. They're the most vulnerable ones in society. They're adopting that bullshit that these community people are putting out there. So when they see a dog running up on them, their first response isn't to go into defense mode and use tactics to avoid that dog. Their first response is surprise because all these adults have told them, dogs are so precious, you got to do anything you can to help them. So the kids are being neglected on so many levels. Here's another example that a lot of people probably don't think about. But those little kids probably, maybe not this certain group that we're talking about, but they live in a household with a single mom that's probably in the dating game. And this is what a lot of single moms say: I had my dogs before I had you. So these kids are living in an adult world where probably the men say this too: I had my dogs before I had that person. They refuse to develop a relationship with a new human because dogs are better. This sentiment that I highlighted right here is very prevalent in dating. And the little kids, they hear that. They see their mom or dad sitting on the couch, petting up on several dogs, complaining about things and saying, oh, I tried to meet a guy, but he doesn't like dogs, and I had my dogs before I had him. That is affecting the mentality of these kids. These kids are sitting there thinking like, yeah, dogs are better than having a dad. Yeah, mom. Or yeah, dad, just get more dogs instead of finding a woman for you. This is the sentiment that is getting pushed into these kids' brains. And then when they get attacked by a dog, we blame the kids. The kids are being pounded with all of this type of sentiment, thinking that dogs are better than fellow humans, to the fact that kids think that dogs are even better than them. Like a kid gets attacked by a dog and they're not even angry. They're just like, oh, now my face and hair is messed up. And that's what this girl is going to have to deal with for the rest of her life. She's going to have to go into a society. If she has an Instagram or Facebook account, it's going to be flooded with people talking about how precious and perfect, and if you don't trust dogs, you're not a good person. She's going to have to now reabsorb all that propaganda, even though she was likely almost killed by that dog. They said the dog had ripped off all of her clothes. So that's even downstream the worst part of this. These kids get attacked, and then they have to go into a society that tells them, oh, it was probably your fault, you need to quit being afraid of dogs because look, everybody loves dogs. So it's further making them stifle their own humanity. So I have a message for the dog culture, and this message is inspired by Michael Jordan.
McDonald's restaurants have given me this time to talk to you about something we both really care about: kids. Kids are the reason McDonald's sponsors their Get It Straight program, a national drug awareness effort. Think about this.
National dog awareness effort. How about that?
Many of you using drugs out there now are under 18.
Many of you getting attacked by dogs are under 18.
Do you realize that at 18 you have lived only 1/4 of your life? When you're using drugs, you're only cheating yourself out of the chance to find out who you really can be.
When you're using dogs, you're only cheating your children out of the chance to find out who they really can be.
And believe me, if you don't use drugs, you can just about be anything you want to be.
If you don't have dogs, you can be just about anything you want to be. Definitely not be attacked.
Listen, you got at least 3/4 of your life to go. That's 3 more lifetimes to you. So don't blow it. Don't do drugs.
Don't blow it. Don't put your kids around dogs.
If you're doing it, stop it.
If you're having dogs around your kids, stop it.
Get some help.
Get some help.
McDonald's wants you to give yourself.
Your kids want you to give them the best chance of life they can. So stop it. Get some help and get away from dogs.